Hello, everyone. You're watching Cricket Calling. I'm your host, Indranil Basu. Well, we are every evening as I'm actually sick and tired of seeing the same old thing. We are enjoying all of the time. Yes, we are. All the teams are looking so good, barring one team, which is RCB. Thankfully, they're not playing. They're getting time to recover after their loss, and the way they are mauled all over the place. That's not a good thing. But it's actually when people say this team is bad, this team is good, is actually no team is bad because look at the team RCB kind of they have someone like Virat Kohli, Glenn Maxwell, champion cricketer. So it's never about individual or a team. It's always about combination. If you can get your combination right, you're right up there. If you can't, you're right down there. Tonight, it's Delhi versus Gujarat. Gujarat looked a little better than what when they started off, and then Delhi, of course, trying to get into that combo mode. Whether they can get that combination right, they did right last game they played. But tonight will be another test. Every day it's a test for these guys. Every day you have to go out there, perform. I mean, this what do you call it? Hindi word silsila. This journey will never end. Unending journey. As long as you're playing, you have got to perform or perish. But remember, no team is bad, no player is bad. It's always the combination. Joining us today, we have Abhinav Chaturvedi, famous actor and also cricketer. We have Shakya Mitra, who is sports marketing. Can I
Sports
call you
management.
Guru?
No, it's okay. Sports
Why
management.
not?
Or you become a Guru. You're that old. Are you? I mean,
No,
I
I'm.
mean, you don't have to be old to be a guru.
all right, all
आज
right.
तो आज तो छोटे छोटे बच्चे समझाते थे क्या है कहानी.
Okay. No,
We
but
should call it guru.
tonight, yeah. I mean, tonight, Abhinav, it's the way I see it. It's never anyone is bad. It's the combination which would win you a game, right? I mean, you get your combination right, and you're right up there, isn't it?
Absolutely, no doubts about that. Because you see, in the ideal part, it depends
Yeah,
upon the selection and the final playlist which comes in.
yeah,
Because you see, according to the conditions, according to the entire part, and it is the combination, as you rightly said, that it's an unending journey. So these permutation combinations keep happening, and it's very good that between the permutation combinations you start making the right combinations. Sometimes you choose the bad ones which are coming up. So it's very right that you've said that it's the combination which takes you on that day. And obviously no team is good or bad. It's cricket on its day, as I say always.
absolutely. I mean, you have to have that balance. But Abhinav, why you have to come right in the middle of the frame, I guess, so that the balance is right and you get the right
Is
combo.
that right?
So, but
So
absolutely right.
former right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is
I
that
mean,
okay?
if it's yeah, because if you're like tilting in one of the sides, then probably you lose your balance. But here, I'm not talking about that balance. I'm talking about the balance in the game. Delhi
But
balance.
even
Delhi's balance.
so,
Shakya,
this is
how do
what
you see
happens when
tonight?
you.
Delhi's balance and Gujarat's balance.
Gujarat seems to be quite balanced. I think they have. Well, I think Gujarat's batting is never really been its strength. Shubman Gill had a breakout season last year, but they've kind of set themselves up in a way that they can find solutions to all their problems. So sometimes they have Sai Sudarshan stepping up. Last match they had a good set of finishers like Abhinav Manohar didn't make much runs, but you had Shah Rukh Khan and Rahul Tewatia and Rashid Khan also coming and finishing the game off. Their bowling is considerably stronger. Unfortunately, no Mohammad Shami this year, but even then you've had people like Mohit Sharma step up. Rashid Khan is always there. Noor Ahmed is there. So Gujarat is Gujarat, despite losing a lot of important players, always seems to have solutions. That's why they won. That's how they won the IPL in 2022. They reached the finals last year with, despite the fact that they were not a very star-studded side, they were able to emerge victorious. Delhi, well, the story is not that rosy for Delhi. They won their last match against Lucknow away from home, which is not an easy place to play.
Yeah.
But then they have and after the way their bowlers were hit all over the place against Mumbai, they went with four Indian bowlers in the last game, so they didn't have a single overseas. So they put overseas up the order in the batting. So it's two teams still trying to find the right balance. But Gujarat playing at their own home venue today will probably fancy themselves today. I think that Gujarat is a slightly better side.
Okay, Gujarat is a slightly better side because they're playing at
Yes,
home.
sir,
That's
I am very fortunate. I'd like to Rashid Khan.
this is this is signed
Rashid
by.
Khan. Rashid
Hi,
Khan.
Rashid Khan.
All right, all right. The best white ball spinner. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And the fact that it's going to be played at one of my favorite stadiums, the Narendra Modi Stadium, absolutely electric. And
yeah. Why is
they,
it your favorite?
because see the kind of capacity which it holds and the kind of wicket it has, and the overall scenario is huge, and it's like the IMAX of a theater. When you watch a movie, the stadium is huge and humongous, and the atmosphere there is so amazing that one has to be going there and sitting down to watch a game out there. And the wicket is absolutely supporting the batsman throughout the IPL. So we all know that India lost to Australia in the finals there, which is quite unfortunate. But the atmosphere is absolutely uh, electric. And I was watching the opening ceremony last year, that where Tamanna Bhatia and Rashmika Mandana came in to have a performance there, and we saw them being welcomed by the host and the crowd, with Mahendra Singh Dhoni coming on his cart, and the moment he came down, he embraced Arijit Singh, and Arijit
Yes,
touched his
yes,
feet. Arijit touched his feet, and then he went on to signal at the where the people were sitting. So it's something which is, Gujarat is a very good host, and very and they are a neutral host, mind you. They would also cheer for the team which is coming and playing there, and that's the that's the vibrance of Gujarat at the Narendra Modi Stadium.
true, true. And I
That
remember,
is why
I
it's my
remember.
favorite. That's why it's one of my favorite venues.
All right, all right. But I remember, I think it was 1999 India Pakistan Test match in Chennai. You talk about neutral crowd,
Yeah.
and I saw Pakistan won that Test match. I mean, we just lost it. I mean, they could sort of steal that test victory from jaws of defeat actually. And the way Chennai crowd supported, they got a standing ovation. Pakistan cricket team in Chennai. That was a moment. I thought, and but the fact that Chennai has got such massive following behind CSK, so because essentially they understand the game, and it's just spreading. You heard just now about Gujarat, how things are in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad, how people are. You have got to be sporting. You can't. You have to take it on your stride. How sporting is Delhi Capitals? Shakya tonight.
I do plan to watch a few of the Delhi games at the Arun Jaitley Stadium over the next couple of weeks. But I remember going to watch Delhi Capitals before 2015, and there wasn't much atmosphere in the crowd those days because they were consistently in the bottom. They were consistently at the bottom. But when I last went and saw a Delhi Capitals match in 2018, there's been an improvement. They are cheering for the home team now. The fact that there has been some success the team has seen in 2019 and 2020, and I went and saw a World Cup match also recently, Australia versus Netherlands. So I found very open. Found the crowd very open minded. I mean, I found them very receptive. Even though Netherlands was like a new team into the World Cup, but there was a good. I found the crowd to be quite open towards supporting other teams as well. So, but the thing is that like the team has to be consistent. Delhi had become consistent for 3 years; they had done quite well, but to sustain that over a period of time, you need to win more. I remember when the IPL first started in the Neel in 2008, and then that's the time I went to watch a match. I had gone to see a Delhi Kolkata match, if I'm correct, and there were more Kolkata fans. There were more people in Kolkata jerseys who were walking into the stadium than people in Delhi jerseys. And I have heard from my friends that if it's a Delhi Chennai match, you get to see more Chennai jerseys in the Delhi stadium because
Yeah,
the
true,
fan following for MSD. About I don't know. I have not followed. Sachin Tendulkar retired in 2013. So what's happened after Sachin Tendulkar's retirement is a different thing. But it's definitely the case in Delhi. The Delhi, when you're watching a match there, you will always find support for the other team as well. So that way, that's happened. I mean, I wasn't present when this Delhi Chennai match happened. I only got to hear from a person who was there, and a little bit of I saw on TV. But I do presume the person narrated a correct story. But
well,
yes,
it's cosmopolitan. It's cosmopolitan.
yeah.
Abhinav
But
Bhai, I want to know from you uh, about Rishabh Pant. What are the expectations? I mean, he's trying to find his feet because he's not his numbers in T20, especially the white ball numbers are not that great. But look at 3,000 runs, youngest to get all these when he was 24 years old, and 1 year probably he missed out a lot. 104 matches. Look at the average he's got. 34.45 with 70, 50s and 100, and someone who's done well in test cricket. I often wonder why someone like a Rishabh Pant or a Virendra Sehwag were such great players, but they couldn't sort of make it big. We are also joined by Kabir. Uh, Hi Kabir,
Afternoon, afternoon,
welcome.
Basu.
Yeah. So I thought I want to know from you, Abhinav, by your thinking behind uh, I mean Rishabh Pant. I mean, do you think is he good enough to sort of be in that World Cup team, board that flight to the West Indies? How do you see that?
I think,
Well, first, oh, sorry. Kabir,
No, I'm asking
hi.
Abhinav bhai.
okay,
Kabir,
sorry.
welcome.
Sorry.
I've got a very good bat of SG here with me, presenting my Virendra Sehwag. So I'll come back to it. Now, this is something which is very interesting. See, in our last part, I was talking about how Rishabh Pant is being very keenly watched by everyone because
Yeah.
he's making an appearance after the accident. So there are expectations out of Rishabh Pant, and he knows it that he's being watched. Now, now it is sunk in his mind that I'm coming after a long time. He's got 3,000 plus runs on the board, but which he thinks is because you see that the hunger for runs is still missing from the IPL is as far as IPL is concerned because he's performed very well in the test matches and he's done exceptionally good in Australia. We saw him uh, uh, batting very well and taking India through to win the series. So now the expectations become very big, and that is also an issue with the sportsman because when the crowd and the people and the media is expecting out of you, your body language becomes slightly conscious. All what he has to do is simply relax, see the situation. He's a great player. He's already had an international exposure. I think it's just a matter of time before he grows up into, and maybe tonight's is the night when Rishabh's bat could do the talking.
No, his bat is already doing our talking, doing all the talking. We know that. But when you're there as a captain, you're not only thinking about yourself. It's also You have to carry the entire team forward. Something which Shubman Gill is young. I don't know why. Kabir, I want to know from you. You are talented. Someone is talented, doing well. All of a sudden, he's entrusted to become a captain. I've seen with a lot of teams. I mean, the most experienced captain today right now is Shreyas Iyer from KKR. I mean, we have all young captains. I know there is a new generation coming into IPL after 16, 17 years of what we've seen of the dominance of the MS Dhoni's and God knows the Yuvraj Singhs and all that. So, but how do you see for a young man getting captaincy? How hazardous? Uh, it's a lot of burden, right? I mean, how do you see that? How do you read that? Like a like someone like uh, Shubman Gill getting out in the power play so often for India.
Um, See, I see it a little differently because I feel like pressure unhurts gems and youngsters. Even if you look at the international scene right now,
Yeah.
most of the captains are very young. Pat Cummins is an experienced one, and he's captaining here as well. And Ben Stokes is another one. That's it. Ben Stokes isn't playing the IPL, so I think there's a shortage, if you must say, of leaders in the international scene as well. Giving opportunity to the youngsters, I feel like is the right thing to do for Indian cricket as well as IPL teams as well, because youngsters they take responsibility, and you can see how Rishabh Pant is carrying Delhi Capitals right now. He's scoring runs for them, and he's taking the innings forward, not playing any rash shots. Same with Shubman Gill as well. He's been contributing really well for Gujarat this year. And yeah, even Hardik Pandya, for that matter, he's not that experienced as a captain. I mean, he obviously is a little more on the experience side, but Rohit Sharma obviously not captaining was a big loss for Mumbai this year. But Hardik Pandya, I feel like has held his own, even though his bat hasn't done as much of the talking. So I feel like the young captains right now, it's a good generation of Indian cricketers coming up, and it's a good opportunity for them to show what they're capable of, especially for the Indian team as well, because Rohit Sharma, we all know, won't be playing for too long. We need a new captain as well in the foreseeable future.
Absolutely, we need. Absolutely, you're so right. But the headspace is important. You have to be in a good headspace to do whatever in life. But Kabir, you need to reduce the headspace. You have too much of headspace. That's why that word came into our conversation. Chakya, your
Yeah,
thoughts about contribution. Kabir spoke about contribution. And when we
yeah,
talk about contribution, we talk about someone who has scored 700, seven for a winning cause. Four he did.
yes,
He couldn't get that fifth hundred in the final 2 years ago. And Jos Buttler
yes.
is again back. Look at the way he's batting. It's
Super,
amazing.
super. No, I think that's he's one of the I remember in 2018 when he first entered the IPL auction and Mumbai Indians got him at 3.8 crores. I thought it was an absolute bargain that Mumbai Indians got him for, and then Mumbai Indians didn't retain him 2 years later in the mega auction. I mean, they could have used the right to match card for him. They instead went used it for Krunal Pandya, and he went to Rajasthan Royals and has absolutely become a superstar in Rajasthan Royals. He is one of the best T20 players in the world. He's getting older. He didn't have a great season last year. I mean, because he said that 809, whatever, the 870 runs or something that he scored 2 years ago, sent one of the best seasons by any batter in IPL history. But yesterday, what an innings he played, and the way he paced his innings, and he's not well. He played as an impact player. So if there was no impact player rule, he would probably not have been playing yesterday, because I'm told he was the feedback from the ground was that he was struggling with his fitness while batting as well. So and because of the impact player rule, that's all he had to do. If he played as a fielder, no way. So but again, like, there were some questions raised a couple of days ago when Rohit Sharma made 100, and the fact that why do players from other teams make match winning hundreds, and why does when Rohit Sharma's 100 ended up in a losing cause. I would also like to say that the
Not
bowling,
also Virat Kohli's. Also Virat Kohli's.
yeah, I would say that the bowling quality that Chennai Super
Yeah.
Kings had on Sunday and the bowling quality that was on display yesterday, there is a difference. I mean, when you have Tushar Deshpande and Shardul Thakur, okay, people might say that they are not great bowlers because they haven't really done very well for India. Tushar Deshpande has not even played for India, and
But they are
yesterday
better than the Indian recruits of KKR.
I mean, you're comparing that with Vaibhav Arora and Harshit Rana, but the fact of the matter is, the 5 runs of 2 overs that Tushar Deshpande and Shardul Thakur conceded on Sunday. Why don't we sometimes say that they bowled well? And the fact is that yesterday that's the difference. Sometimes you have to give the bowlers credit, and yesterday, I saw one key difference between the two innings. Kolkata scored 39 in their last 4 overs. Rajasthan Royals scored 62 in their last 4 overs and 96 of their last 6 overs. So there is a difference, and sometimes the batters bat well, but it's also the bowlers. The bowlers will also need to step up and perform. So
Absolutely.
if you kind of say that, why does Jos Buttler's innings come in a winning cause, and why did Rohit Sharma's innings not come in a winning cause? There was a difference in the quality of bowlers in both the oppositions.
Look at these numbers, my God. Yesterday, he was right on top of the game. And you know what I really like? Abhinav bhai, the bat coming straight. I was looking at some of because the moment I see something nice, I go back to the old videos of Sachin Tendulkar because someone was so straight. Bat would come so straight from top of the stumps. And Jos Buttler has got a lovely wrist position. He can really. I like the West Indies player. He can really hit the ball straight. He can with the wrist so well. He's got all the qualities. I mean, this is something which all these qualities came into play when he was up against the KKR bowling. But just he's dehydrated and he's unable to run. And look at the commitment. It's nothing more sweet than winning a game, right, for your team.
You see, you're right, because you see in flat surfaces, and especially with this is a bat I was talking about, which is presented to me by Virendra Sehwag, which is autographed there. So what happens is that if you have a blade which is like this, which is that thick, so if you middle the ball in right here on a flat surface, and if you middle the ball from here with playing across the to back to the bowler or punching it straight coming on with an impact, the ball hits right here, so you can hear that tongue.
Yes.
So the ball will travel with the impact, and once you give the impact to a fast bowler, especially which is right behind the bowler, and especially in the regions of long ons and long offs, or anywhere in the boundaries, if the ball is coming up to you, see, these are more like Australian wickets where the ball is coming to you, unlike the wickets which you used to have previously in the subcontinent. The wickets have changed. The soil has been changed because the art of laying a wicket has also technologically changed. So you will have the impact which is going to come in, and that's why anything hit back to the bowler with a punch, you're going to have an aerial shot, and there are lots of aerial shots. It's raining sixes in the IPL as always.
And the guys who do the best are the West Indies cricketers. They're so good.
Oh, you're telling me?
Roman Powell, Hetmeyer, you name it, all.
And the man from another planet, Andre Russell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Andre Russell also. I mean, these guys are so special.
And thank God Chris Gayle is not around.
Absolutely.
And thank your stars that Chris Gayle is not around.
Chris Gayle is old also, but he's universe boss. He'll be somewhere in the universe. But Kabir, I want to know from you, how do you sort of how do you rate Jos Buttler and what a pertinent point Shakya raised, that Indians doing well,
Live.
not winning, getting 100. English player,
One
he's of
cricket at
course
the
a very
IPL.
special player. He's a
One
World Cup
daily
winning
player.
captain. So he gets 100, and the strike rate is 7 out of 7. And this is what you get 100. You want to make your team win. Why does it happens with us that we have a centurion in the team and we don't? And it's not only IPL. We have seen it in India also. A lot of players getting 100 and we're losing. But I mean, someone like Virendra Sehwag could score a 50. I'm talking about impact. So why do you think the foreigners are able to create that impact, which at times Indians, are they not being sort of uh, empowered well to do that? To finish, to create that impact. What do you think is the reason why Jos Buttler is looking so special?
I think there are multiple factors. I feel Jos Buttler, in my opinion, talking about him, I think he's one of the best T20 batters of our generation, if not the best.
Yeah.
He's done it in the middle order, top of the order, opening batsman. He's done it everywhere. Amazing captain, amazing wicket keeper. He's fielded when he has to. He's done it everywhere, and he's done it in every single continent of the world as well. Talking about why Indian cricketers and them scoring centuries isn't leading to their team winning, I honestly feel like it's not as deep as people make it out to be. I mean, maybe Virat and Rohit, they're not striking it as well as Jos Buttler, but in my opinion, they're still doing their best. And especially if you talk about RCB, I don't think Virat's got any batsman except maybe Faf, who's really supported him. If you talk about Maxwell, who was supposed to be their main middle order batsman this year or last year as well, he hasn't done anything for them. So Virat has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders to perform and to uh, to take RCB through. This year, maybe you could say that Dinesh Karthik has done really, really well. He's finished the innings off really well. But Virat has to play that anchor innings almost every single game. They lose wickets in clusters. Similarly, I could say the same about Mumbai Indians as well. But in my opinion, this year Rohit hasn't been in the top of forms. Maybe it's because of that. Uh, if you're talking about Indians not being empowered, or I mean, I think that could be the case as well, because Australians especially, they don't think too much when they play. And one more factor I feel like is the fact that our own players, they're obviously very attached to their franchises, so they like to take that extra sort of responsibility, which makes them think too much maybe, and that's the reason why I feel like a lot of the times their strike rate isn't where it should be, because they want to finish the game off for their team. That's the reason I feel like most of these big Indian batters, they're not taking their teams through, or they're not scoring centuries and winning causes.
All right. That's the cause has to be big, isn't it? But yesterday, someone that name Sunil Nareen,
Yeah.
probably he scored 100 and his team lost. Shakya, your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Not only did he make 100, I think 223. I mean, this is the highest ever run chase in IPL history. So he did the right thing. But I saw the end of the Kolkata batting. Indranil, they made 39 runs of the last four. So that is something they could have maximized. When you have Rinku Singh, when you have Venkatesh Iyer, Russell lost his wicket out there as well. So they could have maximized that portion of the innings, and you kind of say that 223 being short is not ideal. But I also believe Kolkata is not getting the surface they ideally want. I mean, they would want a spin friendly surface where they can play, which makes all their because they have Varun Chakravarti, they've got Narayan, they've got Anukul Roy, Suyash Sharma on the bench. They're instead having to play Harshit Rana and Vaibhav Arora together. They would want to play just one of them in the ideal scenario in Renee. So, yeah, I mean, when you score 100 and take 2 wickets and you end up on the losing side, it's unfortunate. But again,
Well,
I would say the importance of cameos. Jos Buttler got the support of Riyan Parag, 34 of 14 balls. He got the support of Rovman Powell. Rovman Powell got out to Sunil Narayan. Rovman Powell's overall record against Sunil Narayan is really not good at all. But then those 2 sixes and a boundary that he hit before getting out, that was very pivotal to the final analysis. So I would say that there was a lot of support that sometimes you need others around you to
absolutely.
help out in the
Ask
win.
absolutely ask Virat Kohli and he'll tell you more. How do you need others around? Abhinay, before we round up the show,
Yeah, tell me.
yeah, you need
Well,
others to be around, right? Can't do it
it's going to
alone.
be a very exciting game because as I said earlier that the atmosphere at the Narendra Modi Stadium is going to be
No, I'm
absolutely
talking about
electric.
Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli being alone. Sakya made
King
a point. You
Kohli,
have to have someone around. You can't do it alone. Cricket is a team game.
I know, but King Kohli is, he's like a crusader who's going to move in, and of course, he's a great motivator. But you
Hmm.
see, what happens is that you talked about contribution combination in the beginning of the program. I would
Yes.
also say that because there is a book coming up, I'm doing a book with uh, Karsan Ghavriji, and
Oh,
the whole it's called entitled Cricket and Us, and one of the chapters talk about captain and us, whereby who are the best captains, what is the KRA of the captain. Now it is then connected at the end that you know how as a player you have to make your captain win. Like suppose we are sitting here and you are the captain Indranil with already a hat on. So it's our responsibility to do the show well. If we three don't make a contribution to the game,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
everybody must understand their responsibility as a player because the things have changed very drastically over the years, and especially in the IPL. You either perform or you perish.
True.
I
Absolutely.
repeat, only you perform or you perish. And everything is accountable. The books are being written. It's like the Derby. The coal book is written down, noting. So any for the next auction, you are going to be weighed on the scales of how you are performing. In cricket, they say you're as good as your last game. And that's
Absolutely.
how it's going to be important. That
Yeah. That's
everybody should, as a team game, everybody has to chip in those runs. If they don't, and also fielding, the runs saved are runs scored.
absolutely true.
So if you take the responsibility in terms of making your team win, you have got to bat well, you've got to bowl well, and you've got to field well. Please remember that fielding is so important. Runs saved are runs earned.
Absolutely. So
And
true.
and for bowlers, I'm really missing Mohammad Shami. You have to keep into the wickets because anything extra,
Very good point. Very good point.
anything extra leading up, if you don't bowl according to your field, you're going to be in trouble. And also keep the
Absolutely.
line and length in proper order so that you don't do wides, you don't swing that part extra, because there's going to be
No,
wind
white ball doesn't swing
and
that much. It's all right. But but yeah, that's a
as close to
fact.
the stumps as possible.
Yeah. But that's a fact. This is a fact that Gujarat Titans are missing Mohammad Shami more than Hardik Pandya. This is their by their own admission.
I'm missing him
Shami
like
got
anything, but I wish him
yeah.
a
I mean
speedy
he had
recovery.
so much on the plate, and of course Gujarat they are defending runners up. Year before last, they won the title, and that too beating a top side like Rajasthan Royals. The Gujarat taking on Delhi. Who all are your X Factor players? Kabir, before we wrap up the show quickly, because we're running short of time. You overshot the time actually.
I feel like
this is Want you to
this is going to be a great game.
Yeah. Which game is it?
Hello?
Which game is it?
Gujarat versus Delhi Capitals. Gujarat Titans
Okay.
versus Delhi Capitals. I'm listening to you. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be a great game. Delhi, last couple of games, they're coming back into their own. Rishabh Pant especially is looking in really fine touch now. He seems to have knocked off that injury. He's coming back to his own. X Factor players, for sure, you have to go for Rishabh. But I feel like the Australian youngster, Jake Fraser-McGurk, the way he played in the last game, he could prove to be, especially on the wickets over there. Like you said earlier, this year the wickets have been like Australia. They're coming onto the bat really, really well, and he looks like that kind of player who can hit those shots on the rise. He plays from he doesn't use his feet much, but he packs a punch, and he could be one of those X Factor players for Delhi. And for Gujarat, like you said, they're missing Mohammad Shami very dearly, and even though Mohit Sharma has stepped up and done really well this season, he's picked up a lot of wickets. Economy has been very good as well. He's bowled at the death. He's bowled in the power play, middle stages, wherever you've asked him to. He's got a lot of variations. I feel like he could be the key again. His slower balls could hurt the Delhi batting unit, which I feel like consists of a lot of power hitters, and the change in speed and it could be detrimental to that team.
All right. So before we wrap up the show, quickly look at the Fantasy 11, which we do, trying to help people to understand who are the best top picks. We call it Gujarat versus Delhi. We'll start with, of course, Shubman Gill. What a player he has been. He goes for the kill all the time. Sai Sudarshan, again, a very authentic, someone you can trust to bat for your life in T20. The way he batted in the last final. Sai Hope is one of the leading ODI batters in the world. If you look at the numbers, he's, of course, coach. I beg your pardon. He's, of course, the captain of the West Indies one-day side, and brilliant in his the way he bats. Rishabh Pant, as we all know, he's just too good. Tristan Stubb, the way he was playing his Bombay, I think what we call it in Hindi, Purana Khundak Nikalna. Akshar Patel, quite handy with his bat and ball. Rahul Tewati, one of the best finishers after Rinku Singh in Indian cricket. In T20 cricket, Khalil is bowling well with good pace and bounce. He's getting Mohit is, as always, as Kabir pointed out, his old horse knows his way. Kuldeep Yadav, the way he got those 3 wickets up front, becoming man of the match. He's just the best spinner in it for India right now. And the best in white ball cricket, Rashid Khan. I mean, you give him ball, you give him to bowl, give him to bat. He's always going to deliver for the team. And that's what is our top picks. Delhi versus Gujarat. Thanks, Shakya, Abhinav Bhai and Kabir. Thanks, Kabir, for joining late. Please. I mean, you did manage to join. Whatever. I mean, take care. We hope we have a great day tonight.
Better late than never. Kabir,
absolutely.
राम नवमी की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं.
Yes, absolutely. To all the viewers who are watching, happy Ram Navami and have a great time. Have a great health, which is important. And see you around. Thanks for watching Cricket Calling. Good day.
Thank you.